Thank you for attending today's prep session. In this session, we'll be taking some time to review the updates our parent company, JAUSA, has made to our elementary programs in order to accommodate your virtual, remote, or hybrid classrooms. If you have already registered for a JA program this school year, this session will count as your JA Educator training or orientation. If you have not yet registered for a JA program, there is still time to do so, and this will still count as your JA Educator training or orientation. Let's start this prep session with our mission.
Tomorrow will be a better day. A day for making new friends, standing ovations, hugging loved ones, and for all those other moments we took for granted. This better tomorrow is more than just a day away. Until then, Junior Achievement is preparing young people by helping them make the connection between education and their dreams, increasing their likelihood of finding career success, starting a business, and navigating economic uncertainty. We are giving young people the gift of hope. And when that better tomorrow finally arrives, so will they.
The mission of Junior Achievement is to inspire and prepare young people to succeed in a global economy. To fulfill this mission, Junior Achievement partners community volunteers with educators in grades kindergarten to 12th grade to implement our curriculum. Our curriculum focuses on three key areas of content: financial literacy, work and career readiness, and entrepreneurship. The purpose of this session is to help you feel ready to lead or host a JA program in your classroom or after school program, and to connect you with JA. The purpose of this session is not to transfer information already shared in the Educator and Volunteer Guide. So, you've decided to host or lead a JA program in your classroom or after school program. What's next? Next steps, you need to decide how you will implement the program. This includes how you will engage your JA volunteer and then personalize and practice or get ready to implement. So, whether your classroom is in person, face to face, virtual, or hybrid, you have a few options with a virtual JA volunteer. We have both live virtual volunteers and pre recorded virtual volunteers. We'll get into specifics a little later. So, how do you access the JA digital content and materials? We have a learning platform where all of our digital content and materials are housed. The JA Connect Learning Platform. This is where you will go to find your JA program digital content and materials. The website, as you see here, is learn.ja.org. Once you are registered in our system, you will receive login credentials, and typically within 24 hours, your requested JA program will become available within our learning platform. With that, we'd like to move to a live simulation of the JA Connect learning platform so that you can see what it looks like, as well as view a sample of our newly developed digital materials and content, and get a better sense or assessment of how the program may look in your classroom. Once you log into the JA Connect learning platform, you'll be brought to a landing page, which is what we see here. Under the program section, you'll see all of your registered programs. Today, we'll view the JA Our Community program, which is a program most appropriate for second grade. Just to note, and as promised, all of our JA elementary programs are now available in this digital format, which we will soon be viewing. Once we click on our program, we're brought to a welcome page, which typically displays some acknowledgments of those individuals or teams that dedicated their time and talents to the development of the program, as well as background information of Junior Achievement as a nonprofit organization. On the left side of the screen here, we see what we call drawers, which essentially house each lesson or session's digital downloads for the student materials, the curriculum guide for volunteers and educators, and the interactive learning resources for the session's presentation. Continuing on from the welcome, we have the program overview drawer, which is where you will find overview of the program itself, which details some preparation and best practice tips for remote or virtual program delivery. In this drawer is also where you will find the digital download for the volunteer and teacher guide, as well as the pre-program student survey. As a nice bonus, a walkthrough or how-to for educators to enroll your students within our user management system if you prefer one-to-one student interaction within this learning platform is available. Just to note, as it will be another platform that the students will have to log into, the one-to-one student interaction works better for older students, middle and high school. For elementary students, we highly recommend you keep it in what we call a projection mode. This is where you or your JA volunteer share your screen for your students on a projection device or smartboard in the classroom, or via your web conferencing software of choice. Right after the program overview drawer, we head right into the program sessions. All of our elementary programs still hold 5 sessions, and 6 or 7 sessions are reserved for middle and high school. Let's first review the volunteer and teacher guide. Once you click on the play button, a download appears which lets you know that the volunteer and educator guide is available in what we call guide on the side format, which essentially allows you or your JA volunteer to be able to view the guide on a separate device, like a cell phone or tablet. This is so that you don't have too many screens or tabs up on your main computer. The QR code allows you to scan from your cell phone or tablet, and the hyperlink is here so that you can click on it if you have a secondary screen. Your digital volunteer and teacher guide will open in an additional screen or tab. Included in your digital guide, a welcome, a program overview, and some tips and tricks or suggestions for your virtual presentation. And then your program sessions begin. Session overviews are nice to share with your students to prepare for lessons prior to your volunteer's arrival. Facilitation instructions include step-by-step or very well worded scripts that coincide with your interactive learning resources or your slide decks for your presentations. Within each session's drawers, we have an interactive learning resource, which essentially is an interactive PowerPoint for the presentation of that program session. Each session also comes with student materials to accommodate the session's activity, typically a downloadable PDF. These PDF documents are fillable, so virtual students can save the document, fill them out right on their screen, and send back to you for review. You can also print the documents and hand them out to your students if you are in person. To recap what's included in the digital content and materials, a volunteer and educator guide, lessons and activities for each session, which include an overview, objectives, preparation tips needed, recommended times, materials, step-by-step instructions, places to personalize, and talking points. Some experiences also have slide decks, games, and videos. Each JA session or lesson follows the workshop model of instruction, which has three main parts or components: a short or brief introduction, an activity, which is the bulk of the time spent with the student, and a summary and review. All JA programs correlate to state standards, and you are able to view how on our website, jadelaware.org. As previously stated, we have both live virtual volunteers as well as pre-recorded video volunteers. Next step in your prep is to decide how you wish to engage your JA volunteer. If students are in person, face-to-face, in classrooms, one option is for your JA volunteer to virtually beam in live into your in-person classroom via Zoom or whichever web conferencing software you decide to use. With this option, the volunteer will lead the entire JA program session remotely, with your support, of course. The second option is for you to lead the JA program session. With this option, you can choose to have a virtual JA volunteer either beam in live to provide an introduction to the program sessions while sharing their expertise or experiences, or we can provide you with a recorded video of local volunteers who have recorded themselves introducing the topics in the program sessions while sharing their expertise or experiences. If students are learning virtually with a remote teacher, one option is for your volunteer to beam in live into your virtual classroom via Zoom or whichever web conferencing software you decide to use. With this option, the volunteer will lead the entire JA program session remotely with your support, of course. The second option is for you to lead the JA program sessions. With this option, you can choose to have a virtual JA volunteer either beam in live to provide an introduction to the program sessions while sharing their expertise or experiences, or we can provide you with recorded videos of local volunteers who have recorded themselves introducing the topics in the program sessions while sharing their expertise or experiences. JF Delaware serves the entire state of Delaware, all three counties, as well as Cecil County in Maryland and Salem County in New Jersey. Allow me to introduce you to the JAF Delaware program team. Please always feel free to reach out to us. No question is too small. We are here to help. Thank you for viewing this Educator Prep session. We look forward to working with you and your students.